Stick back out on the play. Hall, a shot save. Pasternak scores! David Pasternak!
At home.
Hello, everybody. I'm Grant Fluff from Fluster Sports Zone, and welcome back to, oh my God, my first live broadcast. I've been wanting to say that forever now, since Game 5, Florida Panthers, Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah, you heard it right. This is our first live broadcast since the Stanley Cup Finals. And what a perfect time it is, because it's Jaguars game day. Duval County, how's it going? Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to be commentating regular season football in 3 weeks, but we got the preseasons. All right. Heading into this game, the Jaguars are projected to not start any starters. So last week we saw Trevor. Next week we'll see Trevor and Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk and all those other guys. But today, Jaguars are starting primarily their backups here at Ford Field. Of course, these two teams did play last season, the Jaguars and the Lions. And of course, you remember at the end of the year, the Jaguars went from 4-7 to 9-8 and making the divisional round. In between that loss to Kansas City and their other loss to Kansas City, which was back in Week 10, Detroit in Week 13, a 40-14 blowout, was the only loss the Jaguars suffered between early November and their elimination game, both ironically against Kansas City. How's it going, Zoe and everyone else? Appreciate you guys stopping by on this Saturday afternoon. Preseason action, first preseason broadcast of the year. I'm excited. I figured I would do this as kind of like a prep way to get Jaguar streams ready to go for next year. So that's what we're doing. It'll be Jaguars Colts week 1, which will be, let's see here. I believe, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4 Sundays from tomorrow, September 10th, 1 o'clock. We'll be broadcasting in a college dorm room. But that's the plan. So 4 Sundays from now is when week 1 of the NFL season is. And of course, for these Lions, they're playing a little bit earlier than that. They're playing Kansas City, the first game of the season, which will be on Thursday the 7th. So pretty huge year coming up for both of these young teams. Of course, both these teams finishing the regular season with a 9-8 record. You'd expect the Jaguars would have an easier path to the playoffs because they are in a weaker division. But the Lions, they are a team that, as I mentioned, the only team from November to December beat Jacksonville. And on top of that, Jared Goff, he is carrying his, I'm pretty sure, which is a Lions record at this point, the longest consecutive amount of games without a starting quarterback throwing an interception. For those who don't know, Jared Goff's last interception he threw was week 9 of last season. That's incredible. And they went on the road. They swept the Packers for the first time since 2017. They split with the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm pretty sure they swept the Chicago Bears. So the Lions are showing right out of the gate that they are the best team in that division, and they're young and up-and-coming defense. It's going to be great. You're going to see Aiden Hutchinson, the number 2 overall pick for Detroit, versus the number 1 overall pick from the 2021 draft, Trayvon Walker. Hutchinson kind of, I guess, throwing a shot at Jacksonville's management saying, good, I didn't want to get drafted by Jacksonville anyway. That's what he said earlier this week. Makes sense. The kid played college football in Michigan, but, you know, kind of twisting the knife there is Aiden Hutchinson. Anthony Richardson's on my mind, but I'm thinking about week 1. And the big question is, who's going to take that bigger leap in the head coaching role? Dan Campbell heading into his third year as Lions head coach versus Doug Peterson heading into his second year as Jaguars head coach. Heading into today, the Lions, they made some moves. Obviously, the rookie QB out of Tennessee, Aiden Hooker, he is still inactive at the moment. So the Lions going to be rolling out 4 quarterbacks, Jared Goff, Teddy Bridgewater. We're going to be seeing Teddy Bridgewater, his debut in a Lion uniform today. Nate Sudfeld and Aiden Martinez. And of course, Adrian Martinez led the game-winning drive last week against the Giants. And we want to talk about game-winning drives and game-winning plays. Nathan Rourke, the 24-year-old coming out of the CFL, he played a spectacular second half last Saturday against the Cowboys, leading to the Jaguars' victory in AT&T Stadium. He played great. We're going to be seeing a lot of Tank Bigsby today since ETN is going to be out, and we're going to get hopefully a better gauge on who's going to be the running back 3 on this team in the enormous backfield battle between JaMycal Hasty and Dearness Johnson. This is going to be a lot of fun. Again, we're not going to be seeing much of the offensive line either. Maybe we'll see Anton Harrison, but in terms of starters for the offensive line, only Walker Little will be starting at, I believe, left tackle today. No Cam Robinson, no Brandon Sheriff, no Tyler Shatney. We're going to be seeing the return of Josh Wells. We're going to be seeing Bobby Evans, the tackle who was just released by the Vikings last week. Jacksonville signed him on Thursday. We're going to get to see him, and we're going to get to see a lot more of this young defense. Yasir Abdullah won my Defensive Rookie of the Week against the Cowboys last week. He had a sack and a couple of tackles. I'm hoping to see more out of him. Obviously, you want to see more out of Caleb Von Chason, first round pick out of LSU back in 2019. He was the draft pick that we received from the Rams when Jalen Ramsey got traded to LA. I want to see more out of Chad Muma. He looked great in limited time last season, but I really want to see what he can do. Same thing with Jordan Smith. Shaquille Quarterman played well second half. Just a lot of players still fighting for a position on this 53-man roster or the practice squad, and that's what we're going to be looking at today as we are watch this game live on NFL Network. We have just entered Ford Field. And you see the new Jaguars kicker, Brandon McManus, kick things away here. Super Bowl 50 champion with the Denver Broncos. And we're going to get to see what he can do. Doug Peterson was allergic to kicking field goals last week. He went for quite a bit on 4th down. But McManus will kick it away. And away we go. Week 2 preseason. Both these teams come into today at 1-0, and here is the return all the way out to the 31-yard line with the tackle for Jacksonville there, number 81. That will be the tight end. I'm pretty sure, the wide receiver, Seth Williams. So we get to see Teddy Bridgewater wearing number 50 this preseason. That's causing an uproar, but regardless of whatever number he's wearing, he enters into his 9th NFL season. 75 career touchdowns, 47 career interceptions. Was a great quarterback at Louisville. He backed up Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins on last season. Of course, former first-round pick of the Vikings. Play action. Chason missed the sack, and then picking up the sack right afterwards is number 98, Michael Dodgeby, the acquisition from the Arizona Cardinals back in March. We take a look at this Lions offense. No more Denzel Mims. They released him yesterday along with Trey Quinn, and they brought in a new wide receiver, former Los Angeles Charger. Trying to see if his name is on my roster here. They brought in Javon Moore, and also Jamison Williams suffered an injury during practice. He will be missing the rest of the preseason. Bridgewater dumps it off and down to the 27-yard line, making it 3rd down and long. That is Craig Reynolds, the former Falcon, on the reception. Take a look at this Jaguars defense. So it's nice to see Dojeby getting in the mix. Their other defensive end acquisition, Henry Monadux, former New York Giant, he is inactive today. But we talked about Abdullah, his sack, Shaquille Quarterman, and how about the secondary? Gregory Jr., he forced a fumble last week, and we're going to get to see more of Andrew Wingard, the leader of the special teams. He is, of course, a free safety. Flag flies. First flag of the game. And it'll be a false start on Detroit. So again, nice to have you on board with us here on this Saturday afternoon. The Jaguars and the Lions kicking off, well, the Saturday portion of week 2 of preseason. We've already had 3 games being played. Eagles, Browns tied. Bengals, Falcons also tied. And then our only victor was the Giants defeating the Panthers last night, 21-19. Bridgewater in shotgun. 3rd and 20. Takes the snap. Bridgewater steps back. Bridgewater pump fakes. Under duress again. Escapes the sack. And he throws, and it's incomplete. Dropped at the 31-yard line. And so we will get a 4th down. And we'll get to see the punt coming up here for the Lions. I believe Jack Fox will be doing the punting duties. We got a little bit of kicking battle, but not a punting battle. Jack Fox, former Pro Bowl punter. He is still the starter for Detroit. And there he is, entering into his 4th year as punter for Detroit. Fox gets it away inside the 30 and fair caught at the 26-yard line by number 11 for Jacksonville. That, of course, is the rookie Parker Washington at Penn State. Number 11, no more Marvin Jones as he heads back to these Lions. C.J. Beathard getting the start today for the Jaguars. He had a rushing touchdown last week against Dallas in the second quarter. He isn't awfully impressive. Nathan Rourke definitely put the world on buzz with his 4th quarter throwing touchdown to Quandre Olson, but I expect we're going to be seeing both QBs for each half today. Beathard the first half, Rourke the second half. 18 touchdowns to 14 interceptions in regular season play is the former 49er. Inside handoff and a gain of 2 for Tank Bigsby, as now we get to talk about this Jaguars offense. Talk about Tank Bigsby, the running back out of Auburn. He's going to be a good power back behind Travis Etienne this year. Zay Jones is also going to be getting the start along with Kevin Austin Jr. had a pretty good week. Garrett Prince, the starting tight end. Josh Wells and Walker Little, the 2 tackles. So only 3 starters playing right now. Zay Jones, Walker Little, and Brandon Sheriff. Beathard's first pass of the day. He goes down the right sideline and incomplete for Parker Washington, and a good man-on-man coverage there, sticking with him every step. That is going to be number 25 of the Lions, Will Harris, defending the pass. It's 3rd down and 8 rather. And now we take a look at the Lions defense, or at least what they start off with. There's left outside linebacker Jack Campbell, 18th overall pick out of Iowa State, and Brian Branch, the safety out of Alabama, a player I wanted the Jaguars to draft. They did not. He got picked up by the Lions in the middling rounds. Beathard on 3rd and 8. He escapes pressure and rushes for the first down. He slides down at the 41-yard line. There is a flag, but a good read by the veteran Beathard, rookie out of the 2017 draft class, but it's going to be a holding on to Jaguars, so they'll get to replay 3rd down. It'll be 3rd down 14. Cam Robinson, the man called for the penalty, and, he's going to be suffering a little bit of a hinder here. That was a blatant false start. Robinson serving a 6-game suspension for PEDs, so that's why they're going to get Walker Little in as many reps as they can. And again, no rookie Anton Harrison today. It's going to be 3rd down 18 for Jacksonville. 12 minutes to go. Game just getting underway here in Ford Field. Beathard in shotgun. Bigsby the running back. Shifting from right to left. Beathard takes the snap. Inside handoff goes. And Bigsby dances to the outside, pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And I believe we will be getting a punt here from Logan Cook. Good read by Obi Melifonwu, former Raider, in on the tackle. And 4th and 5 coming up. And here comes Logan Cook to kick it away to number 88. That will be wide receiver Chase Cota. Cook to punt this one away. You know, these players need reps in the preseason, and I felt like I needed my reps as a broadcaster, so that's why we're commentating the Jaguars today. This one is punted away, and Cota with a nice return past the 20 to the 30. Cota is going to be brought down by Logan Cook at the 42. Oh, you love to see the punter getting involved. Cota with a 28-yard return, and Logan Cook with the tackle. Had a commercial break, 0-0 Lions-Jaguars. All right, for whatever reason, my computer charger is not cooperating with me, so we're going to be right back after this commercial break. Let me also go advertise this on social media so we can try to get hopefully a few extra viewers in here as well. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Game just getting underway at Ford Field. All right, so we hit a commercial break, our first commercial break, and a handoff goes to Craig Reynolds out to the 45-yard line. So take a look at Detroit here. Craig Reynolds, he has been getting quite a bit of reps this preseason. He gets a gain of 3 there out to the 45. But the Lions brought in 2 running backs after former Charger and Lion running back Justin Jackson announced his retirement last weekend at 27 years old. They brought in 2 running backs this past Monday. Benny Snell, former Steeler, and Devon Ozigbo. That name sounds familiar to you Jaguar fans. That's right, former Jaguar. Most recently played for the Broncos. Second down and 7. Reynolds remains the running back. Bridgewater inside handoff. Reynolds up the middle, and he's brought down by Adam Gostis, Daniel Thomas, Trevai Campbell, and others. And it's going to be 3rd down and 4. We have yet to see the explosive rookie out of Alabama, Jamar Gibbs, today, and I don't expect him to come in. He'll probably be getting quite a bit of reps in the Detroit's 3rd and final preseason game. 3rd down and 4 for Detroit. Here is Bridgewater. In shotgun, Reynolds to his left. Bridgewater will take the snap. 2-step drop. Throws down the middle and slightly overthrew the tight end Brock Wright, who had a huge Week 16 against the Jets last season. Bridgewater just threw it behind him, and the Jaguars are going to get their second straight 3-and-out on defense. And right behind, right in position for the interception was Caleb Johnson. So we will get our second punt of the day from Jack Fox, and he will boot this one away from 36. This one will be fair caught again by Parker Washington, this time at the 12. Let's go Jaguars for today. I like it, Kyle. I know you're excited for tonight, Seahawks Cowboys. It is sad to see what happened to Jimmy Graham, though. Apparently, Jimmy Graham, if you guys don't know, was announced about an hour ago. He just got arrested in South California because the Saints and Chargers are playing their game tomorrow. And apparently what happened was Jimmy Graham was wandering around in traffic, and he was reported as I have the report right here. So Jimmy Graham was reported as a person acting erratically. So that could go a million different ways. Basically acting out of his ordinary behavior. And, you can't do that. You gotta act sane in public, or else unfortunate issues like that will arise. And he had seizures. Okay, well, now Kyle's giving me more information I didn't know about. Oh boy, that's awful. Well, he had seizures, then I expect him to be put on the injured list, and he might not even play for the Saints this year. Honestly, it's kind of weird when the Saints signed him too, because you got to think, before just last Sunday against the Chiefs, Jimmy Graham last played in 2020. That is 2 years away from football. And, he wasn't retired, but he was a free agent. The Saints figured, why not? We figured he's going to retire after this year anyway. We're going to bring back a team legend. And just unfortunate situations like that occur. And now your health comes before, obviously, what comes on the football field. So you just hope that prayers and all for the best for Jimmy Graham. He gets better, because obviously you don't want to see anyone go through that. Just terrible news. But to head out of commercial break here, Jaguars will begin their second drive. So if you didn't know, Kyle, although Nathan Rourke played a superb second half last week against Dallas, CJ Beathard still gets the start, but there is a competition for that QB2. Rourke led the CFL in passing yards, and he outperformed CJ Beathard last week with a passing and rushing touchdown. But Beathard, with a huge first down run back in the first drive, he'll kick things off at the 12-yard line. Handoff goes. Tank Bigsby goes up the right side, and he is brought down after a gain of about 5. And with the tackle for Detroit, that will be number 46, Jack Campbell. Second down and 5 at the 18. Beathard under center. Beathard now trying to audible at the line. Bigsby remains the back. Handoff goes. Bigsby takes it to the right, makes a nice cut, and gets the first down and much more, as he will be shoved out of bounds by 2 blue uniforms at the 34-yard line. There is a flag down. We'll take a look at what the penalty marker is here. We have a holding against the Jaguars, and that'll be on wide receiver, a man who definitely has a shot of at least staying on the practice squad this year. Tim Jones, he's been the practice squad receiver for this team for the last 2 years, but now with Austin and Washington entering to the mix, and even Kendrick Pryor, that position is now up for debate, and we'll see how he performs the rest of this preseason. But first time I'm mentioning his name today, it is a holding call. Beathard takes the snap in an empty backfield. Beathard fires down the left sideline, and that's a way to respond. Jones with the catch, and he's brought down at the 41. Tim Jones, like I said, pretty much fighting for his practice squad life at this point, comes in with a huge play and by far the best throw of the preseason for Beathard. And he was being held for a little bit there as well, able to create separation despite the heavy man-on-man coverage. That was a great catch by Jones in Jacksonville. Now, in enemy territory for the first time today. Inside handoff. Here is Bigsby, takes it to the left to stiff arm and a gain of 13. At least I thought he got a gain of 13. They may mark him. Oh, no, they gave him first down. So, yep, a gain of 13 for Bigsby there. Good stiff arm. Number 21 there for Detroit, Tracy Walker, free safety. He's been a starter for a couple of years. He's been the starting free safety for a couple of years for Detroit there. So I guess that's a good confidence booster for Bigsby to stiff arm a starter at least. In motion goes Austin. And they fake the inside handoff to JaMycal Hasty, and Beathard incomplete. Looking for Hasty. Had a huge rushing touchdown in week 6 against the Colts, and honestly, it felt like outside of that play, he kind of had a lackluster year. He was supposed to be the running back 2, and now he could be going down to the practice squad as a running back 4. Again, that is a huge battle right now between him and Dearness Johnson for essentially who gets the active roster spot. I know a lot of Jaguar fans are vocal about releasing Hasty if he does not play well this preseason. Gets his first carry there up the middle, and Detroit swarms him. That is only a gain of 1, and it's going to be 3rd and long coming up here for Jacksonville. Again, Campbell leading the way along with Aworkwa, and the other defensive end, number 91, that is Levi Onwurgzy. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correct. Onwurgzy, excuse me. And like I said, it is always good to broadcast a preseason game or two every year to kind of get back in that groove of broadcasting football. Beathard airs it out, and it's tipped and incomplete. Well, nothing much Jacksonville could do there, as trying to create separation was Jacob Harris, the former Ram. It was a good swat. Man-on-man coverage against number 36 there for Detroit, and that's Stephen Gilmore. A good breakup by Gilmore there, able to keep his eye on the football, keeping his body turned around, putting up his left hand and knocking the pass away. So here's the unofficial first field goal attempt for Brandon McManus, and he knocks it through the middle. Jacksonville scores first on their second drive of the game. It is 3-0. Jacksonville in front of Detroit. We have an injured Jaguar after the field goal attempt, and that man is the tackle Cooper Hodges. Medical staff will check up on him as we head to commercial break. 3-0 after the Brandon McManus field goal. All right. I don't think my charger is still cooperating with me here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that doesn't mean I have to cut the broadcast short. That would kind of stink. It is on 40%. However, it has barely gone down, so I'm hoping we'll be okay, but at the moment we are behind the scenes technical difficulties. We'll put it that way. I don't know why my computer charger isn't cooperating with me at the moment. But anyways, it is 3-0 off the Brandon McManus field goal. He only attempted extra points last week, so at least it's nice to see McManus attempt a couple of kicks here. And, well, we'll do our second commercial break. Okay. I just got your DM, Kyle. Thanks for sharing that with me. I was not aware about that. Regarding the Jimmy news, I guess speaking of news, we'll recap during halftime, but we'll be recapping the sports news from probably since Monday. What they say Saturday? Probably since Monday. We'll just do a little quick recap of the news. Um, Quite a bit happened from David Krejci retiring to Zeke and Dalvin Cook finding new homes. Quite a few athletes passed away this week. Devastating news. Marcus Stroman dealing with an injury. Jeff Petrie traded to the Red Wings. Daniel Murphy retired from baseball. We'll cover all of that during halftime. But good to see that. Good to see that, at least for the Jaguars, nothing but positive news has come from there. Again, the Lions, Justin Jackson retired, and they released Denzel Mims due to injury, and they brought in Javon Moore, former Charger wide receiver, so that's pretty good. Although that signing was yesterday, so I don't know if we'll see him today. Anyways, they'll bring Hodges off the field. It is 3-0 Jacksonville off the field goal by Brandon McManus. His unofficial first as a Jaguar. And it looks like we're going to get a QB change. We're going to get Nate Sudfeld in the game as this return from the 4-yard line for Detroit. Look at the speed! Past the 40 and brought down at the 42. A great kick return there from Sterling Thomas, the free safety. Sterling Thomas with a nice 36-yard return. And so Detroit is cooking. And they're going to bring back out Teddy Bridgewater. Never mind. They were showing Nate Sudfeld warming up on the sidelines. So potentially this is the last drive of the day for Bridgewater. Under center. First and 10, Detroit, third drive of the game for the Lions. Bridgewater. Reynolds remains the back. Fullback is also out there for the Lions as Jason Kibna heading into his third or fourth year as Lions fullback. Reynolds up the middle and a gain of about 3. Give him a gain of 1, second down and 9. Should mention, too, during these preseason broadcasts, not all the time is the ball at the line of scrimmage shown. So if I am accidentally saying, like, oh, it's a gain of 3 and it only ends up being a gain of 1 or 2, just know it is a little bit difficult to notice. Right now, the ball is placed at the 44-yard line. That one I can see clearly. And Bridgewater throws it down the left sideline, and a good play there. Man-on-man coverage and helping with the pass breakup was Ao Olola, the free safety. Man-on-man coverage there against Trinity Benson. Man who's fighting for a practice squad spot. Tries to kind of reel one in with his left hand, but again, good defense there from Jacksonville. This defense is young. They're hungry. That's what their defensive line showed last season. I'm hoping their secondary can bump it up a smidge. Here's Bridgewater on 3rd and 9 and shotgun. Takes the snap under duress, fires to the left, and that is caught for a first down, a gain of 11 for Coda. And Coda makes the catch, a gain of 11, first down Detroit. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Lions. You would have hated to see 3 straight 3-and-outs. That would have not been good. And look at Coda able to haul this one in with just his fingertips and able to get both feet down on the sideline. Great grab there. I mean, you want to make a showcase for, in case you don't make the Lions roster, you want to make a showcase for other teams across the league to potentially get other contract opportunities. That's how you do it. Whether he got that second foot in bounds or not, it's tremendous effort. The left foot's clearly down. Let's take a look at the right. I thought the right foot grazed the turf, and it did right there. That is 100% a catch. I don't know why Doug Peterson's challenging this. He apparently threw out the challenge flag. 5:07 to go in the first, and we're heading to commercial break. He caught that, so this will be a first down. Reception for Chase Coda. We'll head back after this commercial break, and don't go anywhere. Jaguars Lions preseason action. We are heading out of commercial break right now, and the pass is incomplete. So Jacksonville wins the challenge. Doug Peterson saw something I did not see. That was an incomplete pass. I thought, after seeing the replay from two different angles, that it was 100% a catch for Chase Cota. I guess it's not. And we're going to have a third straight 3-and-out for the Lions. And Dan Campbell a little upset about that one. And you kind of don't blame him being a little upset. I have nothing there. I thought for sure that was a catch. Parker Washington standing inside the 10. We'll await the Jack Fox punt. At least he's getting his leg ready to go here. Another fair catch for Parker Washington. Maybe he's trying to secure this punt return spot. I mean, kind of tough to do with Jamal Agnew there, but whatever, right? Shoot your shot. So Jaguars get their third offensive drive of the game. Jaguars tend to not do so well in preseasons. So if they were to clinch their winning record, that would be awesome. I think the last time they had a winning record in the preseason was 2018. Don't quote me on that, but I want to say that was the last time I at least remember the Jaguars going 2-1 or better in preseason play. Here's Bigsby with a huge run there. Well, not really a huge run, but a gain of 8, a modest amount. And with under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, you will get to see Bigsby really try to develop into this role. They have Zay Jones running routes, but he has not been targeted once, and I'm perfectly okay with that. You know, we already know Zay Jones locked up a spot on the 53-man roster. He's got 2 years left on his contract. No need to worry about that. 2nd down and 1. Fakes it to Bigsby. And Beathard launches one for Jacobs, and he overthrew him. 3rd and 1 coming up, and that's how you know it's preseason. Launching one deep on 2nd and 1. What's up, Lucci? Thanks for stopping by on this Saturday morning for you. Already 1:40 here in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Jaguars. 12:40 is the time here in Detroit. They're, of course, an hour behind. Jaguars 0 for 2 on 3rd downs. Lions 0 for 3. 3rd and 1, it's simple, baby. You just hand off to Bigsby. They don't, and instead they throw a screen, and it works anyways. Okay. I would have liked to see Bigsby get a first down run there, but I'm fine with that. That is Brandon Strange, the rookie tight end, getting the catch. And you want to know what? You want to add him to the game plan? I'm 100% fine with it. He's a good player. 4 minutes left. Beathard will take the snap and shotgun. Bigsby to his left. Handoff goes to Bigsby up the middle. Bounces off a tackle. He loves to bounce off tackles. Go to the outside. He's going to pick up many yards with that. At least he has the right mindset. That's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Campbell with the tackle. I mean, nice to see Campbell get quite a few tackles already. 3.5 and counting first quarter here in Detroit. Ford Field, home of SummerSlam a couple weekends ago. For any wrestling fans out there. Ball's placed at the 29, and Beathard throws the screen, and there's a flag down. Parker Washington's first catch of the game will be nulled by a false start on the offense. So the Jaguars will be backed up 5. Take a look at that. Last week, the Lions, Jack Campbell, 4 tackles and a pass defended against the Giants. And this Giants team has been tough. They beat the Panthers and only lost by a possession to the Lions last week. So even the Giants preseason team showing that they're going to be a team to compete with. Here's Beathard. Launching one, and it's intercepted. It is picked off and brought down at the 44-yard line. That was not a good throw by Beathard. It looked like, I got to see the replay real quickly. It was number 36 who got the pick. That is going to be, Where is he on my roster here? That's going to be Stephen Gilmore. He has a couple of passes defended. So Gilmore got the pick, but it was originally going to be picked off by someone else. It was basically a batted ball went straight to Gilmore. I want to see the replay. I hope they show it. Beathard overthrew his man. It was tipped by the other Lions corner and then tipped into the arms of Gilmore, who got the interception. But regardless, second interception of the preseason for the Jaguars. Lawrence, funny enough, threw the first one. And, that's not good for this team or the morale of this team, but for people like me who really want Nathan Rourke to be the backup, the more picks Beathard throws, the better shot that has a chance of happening. So you never know. You never know. But 2:52 to go. Detroit will get possession. This is their fourth drive. Bridgewater remains in the game. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if we see Teddy Bridgewater until the end of the first half. I mean, he is the clear-cut QB2 on this team. Beathard with a two-step drop. Dumps it off. And Reynolds picking up the first down in a gain of 10 or 11. That should be a first for Detroit. 2:45 to go. And, yeah, okay, here's the interception. Here's what I'm talking about. So Beathard takes the snap in shotgun. Oh, if they show the clip. Okay, here they go. Fox Sports Detroit doing the best they can. It was tipped and intercepted. The camera angle was too hard to tell who got the original deflection. Under center, Bridgewater, 1st and 10 after a gain of 11. Handoff goes to said man, Reynolds. Brought down at the 31. Good tackle there from Johnson. Now, we got to assume that the Jaguars linebacking core is all set and ready to go with Allen, Lloyd, Muma, Oakloon, and then Walker. And then, you're bringing guys like Ventrell Miller, the rookie, DJ Coleman, bringing all these new guys, and these guys are fighting for roster spots, not just for the Jaguars, but again, if they were to get cut around the league, a fumble is scooped up by the Jaguars! And running back with it, Caleb Johnson, and he's brought down by Reynolds. Miscommunication on the handoff. Jacksonville's defensive line immediately applied the pressure, but it was a bobbled handoff, and Johnson able to pick it up and run away with it. And a great play as well by Ledbetter to bring down Bridgewater right as the handoff exchange was occurring. Johnson almost tripping over his feet there, puts the Jaguars well inside field goal range, actually just inside the red zone, around the 16, 15-yard line. What a huge return by Johnson. They'll actually mark him down at the 32. But it is a first down for the Jaguars. Beathard hands it off. Bigsby takes it to the right. Cut back inside. A good run. A gain of 3 for Bigsby. Stephen and Gilmore. Way too similar names. Exactly. Stephen Gilmore. First pick of the preseason. Not too shabby for him. He was a corner out of Marshall. He had 1 tackle. And, of course, the pick. As here is Bigsby. Handoff. He is brought down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8 coming up. For 36, rookie out of Marshall, 23 years old. Birthday coming up in less than a month. 6 foot, 174 pounds is Stephen Gilmore, according to ESPN. Actually, I probably trust ESPN over Pro Football Reference for the preseason broadcast since they already have the rookies onto their website. So we'll be referring to ESPN the rest of today. Here's Beathard, 3rd down 7. He throws, and it's caught by Hasty, and he's going to be brought down at the 21. And so we'll have a 4th and short. Maybe Peterson goes for this one. I wouldn't mind seeing McManus get some more reps and make it 6-0. We'll see what Jacksonville does, but we are at the end of the first quarter here in Ford Field. 1-0, or rather 3-0. The Jaguars lead. 1-0. I'm thinking I'm commentating hockey here. Oh my goodness. Luis Reyes hits a grand slam, which makes it 4-0 Red Sox over the Yankees. And don't be surprised if Rafael Devers got a hit in that game as well. Probably would have done Red Sox Yankees today because, really outside of the Jaguars and Patriots, I shouldn't say I have no interest broadcasting football because there's a slim shot I do Ravens Commanders on Monday Night Football, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Break. Unfortunately, I think this is the only preseason game on now. A lot of them aren't even starting until like 8 o'clock tonight or something. Let me get my remote here so we can look at the other scores. So for NFL Network, it's this game, Dolphins-Texans, and I want to say they're showing, they're showing Bears-Colts at 6:30. Or actually at 7 o'clock. And then they are showing Cowboys Seahawks at 10. Okay. I don't know. I was originally, call me crazy, what I was originally going to do was go live for this game, take a little break, and then go on again for Patriots Packers. But what the heck? I figured I'd watch Patriots Packers with my family, and we'd broadcast now, which is good. I also figured since to get a little heads up for the streams, it'd be best to commentate a Jaguar game. Beathard on 4th and 3, first play of the second quarter. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Oh boy, they batted a pass by John Kaminsky, and just like last week in Dallas, Doug Peterson thinks kicking a field goal is the plague. I do not understand why I get it is preseason. Who cares? But I hate looking at it like that, I really do. I really wish that they would just kick the field goal. It's 4th and 3. You can make it 6-0 instead of 3-0. But what the heck? I get it. Doug wants to see what he can do with this offense. Teddy Bridgewater remains in the game. Play action, 1st and 10, and the easiest completion of his career goes to Craig Reynolds for a gain of 7. Brought out of bounds by Brown and Johnson. And I will say, doing a lot more this week than he did last week was Caleb Johnson. Not only did he have that fumble recovery return for about 40 yards, but he has had quite a few tackles. And again, like I already mentioned, this Jaguars linebacking core is stacked, but they are really trying to either cling on to a practice squad here or get a potential starting position elsewhere. Quick throw. And as Oda with the catch and a gain of 7, first down Detroit. What's up, Jess? Thanks for stopping by. Go Jaguars. Yes, ma'am. Please ignore my Patriots t-shirt. We Duval for life, but obviously, here you go. Here's the bracelet I wear every day. I always say this bracelet, no matter what shirt I'm wearing here, it's the bracelet that matters. 1st and 10, Bridgewater at the 35. Reynolds takes the snap, handoff goes, and he is brought down after actually, that's going to be a loss of 2, and that is a man who I have been wanting to call his name all broadcast. Raymond Vohasek. The tackle for a loss of 2 there. He looked really good in that first half against Dallas last week. I'm excited to see what he can do. This defensive line, they need help. We're without DeJuan Smoot until November, December. Someone's going to need to step up. Ledbetter has stepped up. I want to see Vohasek step up as well. Here's the handoff to Reynolds, brought down by Shaq Quarterman. And it's going to be 3rd down and about 8 or 7 coming up here for Detroit. We're just over 2 minutes in to quarter number 2. Reynolds will get a quick break, and the substitution in for Detroit comes Jamar Jefferson, the second-year running back. 3rd down and 6 for the Lions here. Bridgewater takes the snap. Jefferson to his left. Bridgewater making his Detroit Lion debut this afternoon. Takes the snap. Bridgewater pumps, throws down the middle, and that ball may have grazed the turf, and it did. No catch there. And it will be 4th down, and Coda try to come up with another 3rd down reception. It would have been, Brock Wright, 88 and 89, looking similar on the Lions jerseys. Brock Wright was wide open, and he made the right approach, diving to make the play, but instead, we got 4 straight drives, 4 straight punts, or actually rather 5 drives, 4 punts for the Lions. And Parker Washington with his first punt return of the day, and he goes out and creeps out to the 13. Jaguars getting the ball back. They fail to convert on 4th down. Last time they were up. Let's see what happens this time as they're inside their own 15. Oh. Please make sure to subscribe here for future Jaguar play-by-play broadcasts and other sports play-by-play broadcasts. You know, like I said, it's kind of tough to broadcast as much as I really want to because, you know, I'm in college and my roommate also has a YouTube channel and he loves to broadcast Boston Bruins games. So, you know, we always try to work around each other's schedules about that. Luckily for me and my roommate, the Bruins and Jaguars are not on at the same time. But for those wondering, will I broadcast other Thursday night games, Monday night games? What am I going to do when the Jaguars are on their bye week? Like, those are all great questions. And, like, yeah, I want to broadcast other sporting events. And I know I have not broadcasted an MLB game this season. But even though I said if the Red Sox and Mets made the playoffs, I'd be doing that, I think I'm going to be broadcasting playoff baseball anyways. I'm not saying every night, no, none of that. Like a one-off to broadcast a World Series game or an AL or NLS series game or whatever. I can commit to that, you know? I'd be happy to try to branch out to other sports again. Maybe I won't be doing much Bruins broadcasts again this year, but that doesn't mean, you know, when the time comes, probably when football season ends, I'll try to broadcast, you know, a random NHL game every week. You know, what was it called? Wednesday night hockey on TNT or whatever. You know, dedicate a Wednesday night to broadcast a hockey game once football season's over, you know. I would like to at least broadcast once a week, as you've been seeing this summer if you've been following the channel. That's why I created the Floodsters Topic series, because that's just kind of my way of at least making one video a week. I'm going to come up with another Floodsters Topics video probably next Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, but this is, like I'm assuring you guys, boom, I made one video this week, and at least if I look at it that way, I'm making myself happy with the content I create. Bigsby gets nothing there, and it's second down and 10. I at times I felt I posted quantity over quality. Learning broadcasting techniques in college and whatnot, and having a sports internship from May through the first week of this month, it taught me quality always comes before quantity. And so that's why I haven't been broadcasting as much games as I have been, but I'm perfectly okay with that. Beathard on 2nd and 11. Fix the inside half to Bigsby. Wide open is Strange, and Strange is down at the 33. First down, Jacksonville. That was a great fake inside play action. Beathard able to be protected in the pocket for about 2 seconds. Able to get it over the safety. Brandon Strange with the catch. Very happy to see Brandon Strange get some reps in. He played well last week, but getting more of my attention this week, I would say. Beathard on 1st and 10. Tries to escape pressure, and he runs into a sack. Josh Paschal brings down Beathard here, and we're going to get 2nd and long for the Jaguars. Brenton Strange, as I was talking about, in the preseason, he has 2 catches for 8 yards. He is the 2nd-round pick out of Penn State. Those are 2 receiving weapons coming from Penn State, both Strange and Washington. Beathard, play action, pump fakes, and down he goes again. He takes 2 straight sacks. He pump faked, and he just took a beating in the pocket. And able to get the sack that time. Number 99 for the Lions. Not on my roster, but there is a flag, and it's going to, I think that's going to nullify the sack. Illegal contact. Oh, wow. Oh, don't tell me that was roughing the passer. That was not a roughing the passer. They're interviewing Rod Wood, the Lions president and CEO at the moment, so they're kind of not showing as many replays as they normally would, as a normal regular season game would. So, I'm just telling you guys what I know. And here's Bigsby. Beathard play fake. They'll throw to Bigsby anyway, and he will get brought down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a yard. Good tackle there. Number 41, James Houston, who really emerged onto the scene during the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving. He had 2 sacks in that game, and I believe he finished the regular season with 6. He played incredible the back half of the season. I was just looking at the Madden 24 rosters the other day. I don't know what his rating was, but I would hope it would be high 70s. Yeah, last year, 11 tackles, 8 sacks, and a forced fumble. He was really impressive last season, James Houston. 2nd down and 12 for the Jaguars. 9.5 to go, 2nd quarter. Here in Ford Field. And we are currently focusing on the Lions radio. What's up? What's up, Tyler? Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well. SmackDown was crazy last night, wasn't it? Theory versus Knight, Edge versus Sheamus. Good episode of SmackDown last night. those wondering, though I do watch wrestling, will I ever commentate it? I don't know. I feel like maybe if I do it together with, Tyler or Sam, I think it would be a lot of fun, but I don't know if I'll ever commentate wrestling solo. I think I broadcasted 2021 SummerSlam. It was one of the SummerSlams. I don't know. It was fun, but I didn't really enjoy it as much as broadcasting football or hockey, if I'm being honest. At the 45 and making the catch there and making it third and manageable is Seth Williams. But I do pay attention to a little bit of WWE and like a teeny bit of AEW, but yeah, I don't know if I pay attention to it enough to broadcast it. But whenever I go on the Switch Sports Show 3 Count podcast, it's always a lot of fun filming with Tyler and Sam. So can't wait to see them in a couple of weeks, and hopefully we can film some episodes actually inside college. That'll be great. 3rd and 2, Beathard. Whoa, a little sidearm and a completion to Williams down to the 46. Oh my God. Beathard. Shades of Mahomes. I can't believe it. He did a little flickaroo. That's exactly what Mahomes does. Oh my God. Too bad this is the Lions broadcast. I bet if it was the Jaguars side of the broadcast, I would have shown a replay of it. Oh my God. What a throw by CJ Beathard. Anyway, Beathard on 1st and 10. Oh, and then he runs into a sack. A very on and off game by Beathard right now. That sack was by number 75. And that is huge pressure for Detroit. They have been sacking Beathard very well today, and they have made sure he has not had much time to work with in the pocket. Pocket quickly collapsed there, and it was Kaminsky with his 2nd sack of the game, 5.5 sacks in his 4-year career, but he's got 2 in the first half of this one. 2nd down and 14, Bigsby, the running back in shotgun. Here is Beathard. Beathard's going to pump. Beathard throws down the middle and to the 26. A good completion. And it's nice to see Jacob Harris get a reception. He's been trying hard all day. As a 1st down for the Jaguars. We now have 7 minutes left. And here is Harris is going to move all the way out to the left. Under 7 minutes to go, 2nd quarter. Beathard, Bigsby will get the handoff. Oh, he stops, cuts back to the inside, and gets a gain of 12. Tank Bigsby reading the field like a book. What a play there. Stops, pauses, reminded me a lot of Le'Veon Bell back in the day. I say back in the day like that wasn't just 5 or 6 years ago. I love it. You ever know when you say back in the day, I'll be talking to my dad and I'll be like, hey, remember, Drew Brees back in the day? And he'd be like, and I remember Dan Marino back in the day. Down to the 11. As Covington on the tackle, Chris Covington, former Cowboy, if I'm not mistaken. Jacksonville really eating up clock on this drive. They started all the way back at the 13, and they have now driven themselves well inside the red zone, currently at the 10. Bigsby back in there, 2nd and 5. And the handoff goes. Bigsby will be brought down at the line of scrimmage. 5 blue uniforms bringing down the 1 white uniform. Durden with the tackle, along with the help of number 41 for Detroit, James Houston. Detroit's crowd getting a little bit loud here. Not a sold-out crowd by any means, but I would say this is about an 80% capacity, give or take. It is on a Saturday afternoon, which will definitely draw in more fans. Beathard on 3rd and 5. End zone shot. Incomplete first. That is an incompletion for Garrett Prince, who is fighting for that third-string tight end role with Luke Farrell. And it's incomplete. Pretty solid coverage there by Detroit. Able to stick with him step for step. That is Brandon Joseph, the free safety. And it is incomplete. And, well, since they're at the 10-yard line, do not be surprised if, yep, here it is. Josh Peterson going for it. Prince is back on the sideline. And, oh, never mind. They're kicking the field goal. Good. This is what I want them to do. Brandon McManus, right down Broadway, and it's 6-0 Jacksonville. Oh, good. I'm like, can they stop going for it on 4th down, please? There we go. 6-0 Jacksonville. 2 field goals by McManus are the difference makers in this one. We're going to be close on whether my computer makes the end of this game or not. We're going to put it very lightly on that. We're playing with fire, but we're going to roll with it. I actually just realized that there was it actually broke, so that's okay. Don't worry. By the time I'm broadcasting week 1, I'm going to be broadcasting on a whole different computer, so that's okay. It doesn't really matter after, like, next week if this computer works or not, but don't worry. I'll be broadcasting on a much faster, much newer. Hopefully the camera quality is a little bit better. Oh, don't worry about it. We got a brand new $600 computer I just got, so don't worry. We're good. We're good. Have a working charger. We'll get. I think I already have all my StreamYard information on there, so we ain't got to worry about that. But yeah, we'll see. Oh my goodness, I forgot how painful sometimes commercial breaks can be. Sitting here, menacingly, waiting. Get this over with. Let's take a look at some other preseason games. So as I mentioned, Dolphins Texans right after this game on NFL Network. Bills Steelers at 6:30. That'll be pretty cool. Bears Colts 7. Buccaneers Jets at 7:30. Chiefs Cardinals Vikings Titans at 8:00. Same thing with Packers Patriots. Broncos 49ers at 8:30. Raiders Rams at 9. And Cowboys Seahawks at 10. Tomorrow Saints Chargers, and then Monday, which would if I am going to broadcast, I probably won't, but if I do, Ravens Commanders will be the broadcast on Monday. And I guess technically if I was to go on stream tomorrow, it would be Saints Chargers, but I'm not betting on that. Thursday, however, maybe. Jaguars are on next Saturday against Miami, and Detroit is then on next Friday against Carolina. Here's the return all the way out to past the 25 to the 30 and now tackled at the 35. The flag is down, but a nice return by, that is number 29. It doesn't matter. Holding, and Detroit will be backed up. Aiden Hutchinson, 9.5 sacks last season, amongst among NFL rookies. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, he said he was happy the Jaguars never drafted him, and he's happy he's able to stay at home in Michigan and took Trayvon Walker. Though I've heard good reports about Walker in training camp this year. Hutchinson on the field has just performed much better. Here's the handoff. Craig Reynolds bounces out to the right side, and he is brought down after a yard. Second down coming up. Getting nothing on that play was Reynolds. Connor Wong hits a 2-run shot. 6-0 Red Sox over the Yankees. Jeez, the Red Sox, they're underperforming, but they're about to win 2 in a row over New York. That's pretty crazy. 2nd and 10, Bridgewater takes the snap, throws to the right. Oh, good tackle there. Reading the play beautifully. Like to see that out of number 36 for this Jaguars roster, as none other than Christian Braswell. And it'll be 3rd down and 4 off the gain of 6 for Detroit. But to head into halftime here, well, rather a 2-minute warning, Bridgewater on 3rd and 4. Puts a man in motion, takes a low snap. Bridgewater fires to the right. Pass is adjusted and incomplete. Junior knocking the pass away from Dylan Drummond, and that will make it 4th down, and we will get to see another Jack Fox punt. Good man-on-man coverage right there by Gregory Jr. And they are not really anywhere to go for it, so instead they will kick it away, and the total yards now go to 179-30 in favor of the Jaguars. Here's the punt. Parker Washington backs up at the 20, gets the return. Washington, 30, and he shoved out of bounds at the 34. Head to commercial break again. 6-0 Jacksonville. They really are playing a lot of commercial breaks, though. I feel like this is becoming a little bit dreadful to sit through, and I get it, but I think it's just the commercial breaks. This game isn't all that entertaining anyways. I mean, it is 6-0. And it is backups. So, I mean, you couldn't have really expected a whole lot here, but oh well, what are you gonna do? Looks like the Yankees have a couple of guys on base. Maybe they'll come back and cut that deficit down in the Bronx. Yeah, I know this game isn't the most entertaining thing in the world, but can't wait when hopefully if I broadcast next Saturday and we'll get to see the starters in for most of the first half. We'll get to see some fireworks. But I think I'm going to get really excited when Rourke comes in the game. I'm really excited to see what Nathan Rourke can do. And this is how it should have happened. You know, Beathard, he has not played bad. Really, outside that pick, he has not played bad at all. So, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, just in general, this is kind of what most of the preseason games are like watching or covering. Definitely. Not every single preseason game was a thriller like last week, Jaguars Cowboys. It wasn't even a thriller, but it was an enjoyable game to watch. We'll put it at that. It was an enjoyable game to watch. I'm trying to think of like the best preseason games we've seen this year. I mean, in terms of Falcons, Bengals, and Eagles, Browns of being like close, sure, even though there were ties, but they kind of came down to the wire. What the heck? Saints Chiefs was a good one. But, I mean, mostly what I look for in preseason is I just get the most excited watching the new rookies. Actually seeing them in their uniforms and, you know, just trying to fight for a roster spot. And that's why I like preseason. But again, when it's not the starters, it just stinks. Anyway, Beathard's still in there. Handoff goes to Michael Hasty. Up the middle and nothing there. Maybe a yard if he's lucky. Lions have all 3 timeouts. Jacksonville has 2. They will give Hasty 1. 2nd and 9 as we approach 2-minute warning here. Now under 3 minutes to go before yet another commercial break. It's kind of just like we're kind of on pace to how every game would normally go, though. Hour 15 or an hour and close to an hour and a half in the first half, close to an hour and a half in the second half. There's your 3-hour game right there. Beathard puts a man in motion. Fakes the inside handoff. Beathard's hit. Ball's out. Beathard recovers his own fumble and goes out to the 38. Oh my gosh. Great heads-up awareness by C.J. Beathard. And that's why you keep a veteran like him around. Look at this. He's about to throw the ball deep. It is knocked out of his hands by Rodriguez, but Beathard able to catch it and just run forward. Good play, and what great play by Malcolm Rodriguez to force that incompletion, but the ball never went backwards, so Beathard made the catch, and he'll get a gain of 4 out of it. Why not? 2-minute warning. We're getting C.J. Beathard receptions now in Detroit. Don't go anywhere. 2-minute warning. Right after this, we'll return, and then we'll recap some news during halftime. All right, just hang out the 2-minute warning. Glad to have you with us on board here in Detroit, Michigan. Ford Field, the Jaguars have the ball, leading the Lions 6-0. You're just hanging out the 2-minute warning. If you are just tuning in, you have missed C.J. Beathard completing a 4-yard pass to himself. 3rd down and 5. Here is Beathard. Takes the snap under duress, throws, caught, and down at the 41. He is going to be short of the first down. Getting the catch was Kevin Austin Jr., brought down the play by Thomas, the free safety. Look at Malcolm Rodriguez again, applying the pressure. He was the man who almost got the pass deflection last time. This time, backs up into coverage, interrupting what would have been a bigger completion to Rodriguez. Jalen Reeves-Maben was there to also apply the tackle. And Logan Cook will now come out, 4th and 2, Coda the return man. Next Saturday, college football, of course. Returning. Logan Cook with the punt. And this one will bounce out of bounds around the 6-yard line. So that's where the Detroit will get it. Logan Cook with a great punt there. One of the better ones you would have had all of last year. This was regular season play. Nate Sudfeld comes into the football game, so they see enough to take Bridgewater. Personally, I would have let Bridgewater one more drive, get a 2-minute chance out here. But instead, they bring out Nate Sudfeld, the man who in his 7th career game is playing 6 career games, 67.6 completion percentage, 188 yards passing, 1 touchdown to 1 pick. This man was drafted by the Commanders in the 2016 draft, got released, won a backup with the Eagles, won a Super Bowl as the Nick Foles backup with the Eagles in 2017. Sudfeld throws over the middle and completes it for the first down. Spent the last 2 years on the 49ers practice squad for getting released by the Eagles after the 2020 season. And this is his first year with the Lions. Sudfeld, 2 for 2 passing as Reynolds is brought down by Johnson at the 25. Look at Nate Sudfeld go. He knows this 2-minute drill. He's been working with this offense all last week in the first half against the Giants, getting his chance to shine here. Sudfeld, incomplete. Tries to throw that one off the back foot. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1. Sudfeld, mostly known for his Week 17 appearance in the Eagles' last game of the season against the Washington football team that, of course, did not play great. Replaced Jalen Hurts in the 3rd quarter, and football team won and made the playoffs that year over the 6-10 Giants. Yes, the 6-10 Giants. As Ledbetter with the tackle on Craig Reynolds. It'll be 4th and 1. Maybe Jack Campbell goes for it here, although it's not smart. I think in the preseason, a situation like this, maybe you do. 59 seconds left here in this first half. Fourth and 1 here. The Lions bye week, by the way, is in week 9. Those Lion fans who were wondering. So the Jaguars, not quite sure when their bye week is, but weeks 4 and 5 will be played against the Falcons and Bills respectively in London. So we'll have to wake up for the 9:30 a.m. games for those two, as offsides is called, I believe, against Caleb Chason, but they might count it as a false start against the Lions. So we're gonna see here. It is on the Jaguars, and Doug Peterson very upset about that. First down, Lions, and yep, Caleb Chason, the man committed for the penalty. First round pick out of the 2020 draft out of LSU. At first, I didn't hate the pick at first, but I never really thought he'd blossom into a superstar, and here he is fighting for a roster spot. Sudfeld down the middle, and he's picked! Greg Jr. continuing his great preseason, and he steps out of bounds at the 18. Gregory Jr. And that was an overthrown ball by Nate Sudfeld. Jacksonville cooking already inside field goal range. Sudfeld 2-step drop. Oh my God, the intended receiver, he was still running his route. Gregory Jr. who had a forced fumble last week. He goes over the head of Coda and intercepted. Not a huge play right there. Jaguars would have 17-0 if they didn't let Corey Peters retire. That's one way of putting it. Love Corey Peters. He was really good for us. I knew he was like 34, but he was good for us. If he didn't retire, I would have wanted to bring him back. That's all right, though. Devon Hamilton got his payday, and I guess that's, for Jaguars defensive line standards, that's all you really wanted. Down to the 16 as a catch by Garrett Prince. And look at the Jaguars go here. They are aware that the time is not in their favor. They only have one timeout and 30 seconds to score. They're going to try to do so. Beathard throws, and he underthrew his man, incomplete. 3rd and 6. Now they kind of rushed it. Tim Jones, the intended man. They're down 6 coming up here. I am sick and tired of watching the Jaguars just kick field goals here. Come on, I got my interception call now. Now I want my touchdown call. You know, is that so much to ask for? Beathard getting his 2nd QB rushing touchdown of the preseason. Please, 6-0. I'm falling asleep here. Oh, Hasty, the running back, 3rd down and 6. Beathard takes the snap. Beathard throws while being hit. Pass is caught. And there it is. Parker Washington, the rookie out of Penn State. Touchdown, Jacksonville. There you go. I got my touchdown call. Washington wide open on the left side. Good play by Beathard. Able to read the pressure. And just able to dump it over to the left side. And he will get his first passing TD of the preseason. Nice move there. Able to outrun Reeves Maben to the end zone. Nice play by Parker Washington, who is trying to lock up that wide receiver 4 spot. And that'll certainly do wonders with that quick route running and touchdown reception. 22 seconds left. The Jaguars are going to try to make it a full 2-possession game. They're up 12-0, but they will try to make it 14. And we will update the scoreboard when this concludes. Parker Washington, his first touchdown of the preseason. Hasty, the running back. Here's the 2-point conversion. Beathard throws sidearm out of the back of the end zone and incomplete. So, CJ Beathard, 2 touchdowns in the preseason. 1 touchdown to 1 pick in this game. Does not get the 2-point conversion, so it'll remain 12-0 Jaguars. Take a look at the Lions schedule, as we mentioned, going up against the Chiefs week 1, Seahawks week 2. That's the first time they're at home. Falcons week 3, Packers 4, Panthers 5, Bucks 6. Ravens week 7, Raiders week 8, week 9, the bye. Week 10 against the Chargers, week 11 against the Bears, week 12 Packers, week 13 Saints, 14 Bears, 15 Broncos, 16 Vikings, week 17 Cowboys. Believe that's a Monday night game if I'm not mistaken. Week 18, the Vikings. At home, not on the road. And if you mustered all of that information, you get the Detroit Lions 2023 schedule at like infinity speed. Because I thought they were going to take down the graphic by now, and they have it. 22 seconds left here in this first half. The Jaguars are going to kick it away at the 35. Turn. Past the 20 and brought down at the 23-yard line. That is by number 28 of the Lions. On my roster, might be in the secondary part of the roster. No, he's just not. That sucks. Some fellas, 3 interceptions in this year's preseason. Yeah. What's incredible is he's 30 years old. I don't even know why he still gets opportunities. There are far significantly better quarterbacks who do not have NFL positions or are currently free agents. Yeah, this guy gets to steal, in my opinion, A. Martinez's playing time. And there's a forced fumble by the Jaguars defense. A scramble for who's got it. I believe it's Detroit. It is. In the last 2 plays of the half for Sundfeld, an interception and a forced fumble. And who else but one of the most impressive linebackers all preseason across the league, Jordan Smith, applying the pressure. They put a second back on the clock. If this is Jaguars football, they're going to kick their field goal and take the 15-0 lead. If it's the Lions, well, the clock should just run out. Clearly a fumble. Sudfeld right there. He's in throwing formation. This should be a fumble. It bounced off the lineman's head. So is that what they're looking at? If it's an incompletion, it bounced off the back of number 67, Matt Nelson, and they will call it an incomplete pass. No fumble, but an impressive play by Jalen Smith regardless. Detroit will take a knee, and they will go down 12-0 in halftime. All right. Sudfeld threw 2 picks last week, threw a pick today. And at this point, we are just counting down the minutes until we see Adrian Martinez, rookie QB out of Casey State. All right, 12-0. Jaguars lead at the half. All right, and well, while we're at it, we're going to go and we will recap the sports news dating back to this past Monday. I'm going to kind of skip over some of the topics we talked about, and Fletcher's topics such as this one. David Krejci announcing his retirement. Go check out my video I posted back on days today, Saturday. Go check out my video I posted last Tuesday giving my opinions about that. The Avalanche get their first man on the NHL cover. Cale Makar will be the NHL 24 cover. Now, me personally, I'm not even trying to say this as a Bruins fan. I'm saying this from the perspective since he was a 60-goal scorer. Wink, wink. That's the net giveaway. David Pastrnak should have been on the cover, especially if Josh Allen was on the cover of Madden. Pastrnak and Allen are very similar as regular season superstars who don't always come in clutch in the playoffs. What? We're being honest, right? We're being honest. Cale Makar is a cup. Give me a break. This was the year to put Pastrnak on the cover. They didn't do it, and it sucks, but what are you going to do? Wander Franco, already talked about that in a future video, or in a former video, I should say. Rodan Amarov passed away at 21 years old after his battle with the brain tumor. I mean, it was a risk with his health issues when the Maple Leafs drafted him. Just super unfortunate. He passed away at 21 years old. That's way too young. Zach Martin ended his holdout, agreed to a 2-year, $36 million deal with the Cowboys. Zeke signed with the Pats. Ronnie Harrison signed with the Colts. Not too much to go over there. Former Jaguar, though. Mikael Walker got claimed off waivers from the Bears, from the Falcons. Walker's a really good right outside linebacker. Expect him and Jermaine Edmonds to do wonders. Cook signed with the Jets. Already talked about that. Alex Collins passed away at age 28. Former Raven and Seahawk. I actually have a couple of his Baltimore Raven football cards. Really sad he passed away. See Kyle there showing his unhappiness in the comments. I don't know, man, but 28 years old. Apparently it was a motorcycle accident if I was reading reports right. Just a whole unfortunate situation all around. 28 years old is way too young. It always hurts when you have, you literally remember this guy playing in the NFL in 2020, and he just got off having a good season with the Memphis Steamboats in the USFL. Like, this guy was just playing in the USFL like a month ago. Think about that. Think about how scary that is. Unfortunate there for Alex Collins, man. Rest in peace and prayers to his family. Yu Darvish, despite the Padres losing their game to the Orioles on this in particular night, he did set the MLB's all-time leading strikeout record amongst Japanese-born pitchers with 1,919, and that's only going to go up. So congratulations to Yu Darvish for setting that record amongst Japanese-born pitchers. Bobby Bond passed away at age 86, won 4 Stanley Cups with the Maple Leafs. He was also a part of that, I believe, the inaugural season for the California Golden Seals. Richardson starting over Minshew. I've already talked about that, and we will talk about that more leading up to the Week 1 game against the Colts. Hurricanes signed a 20-year lease to play at the PNC Arena until 2044. You heard that right. I will be 39 years old by the time this lease is over. Crazy. But It's a good stadium. I know they've played in here for a little bit. At one point, it was an absolute, you saw tumbleweeds go through the stadium, but it was when they got better at around 20. What was it? 20 like 18, give or take. They built the fan base. 2019, they faced the Bruins in the Eastern Conference Finals, and since then, they've not only been one of the best teams in the Metropolitan Division, but just one of the best fan bases and one of the most popular bandwagon spots. Wink, wink. I love roasting the Hurricanes if I have the chance to. Rangers signed second baseman / third baseman Josh Harrison to a minor league deal. I mean, the Rangers, this is a good depth piece for their playoff run. Why not? I completely approve it. If you can bat like 200 in the playoffs, playing well in the infield, why not? All right, this is crazy, but per reports, Rangers left winger Terry Panarin was fined for shooting a gun at an undesignated place in Russia. The gun has then been confiscated by the Russian police. I want to get involved in this because I don't really know too much about it, and I haven't really heard any follow-up reports past what has already been reported on, I think, last Tuesday. But, yeah, that was pretty crazy. Panarin, he's very vocal about being against a lot of the stuff that Vladimir Putin talks about and preaches, so unfortunate there. Daniel Murphy retired at age 38. He was playing with the Angels AAA affiliate at 38 years old. He kind of sensed that, they're calling up a lot more younger talent. Why not just retire? You shouldn't put your body. The Angels aren't making the playoffs. No need to put your body through something you potentially can't handle anymore. Murphy was great, as a Mets fan. I'm always appreciative of him. He was, of course, the 2015 NLCS MVP where he hit that huge home run in Game 4. He also was a quality player for the Nationals, making an all-star game with them. Daniel Murphy was a great player and just another diamond, another domino to fall in our childhood is over, essentially, for myself and Kyle in the chat and a lot of other people who started watching baseball back in 2015 like I did. Rays pitcher Shane McClanahan, he underwent Tommy John surgery and he's going to miss time until 2025. Canadiens defenseman Jeff Petrie went to the Red Wings for Gustav Lidstrom and a conditional fourth rounder. Pretty big trade, I guess, for the Red Wings. They get a much better defenseman, and that's good for them. But they get a much older defenseman, too, which just isn't ideal. But what are you going to do? Petrie gets dealt, so his second stint in Montreal did not last long at all, and former Flame and Canadian Paul Byron retired at age 34. So Canadians clearing up room in a salary cap with those trades and retirement. Okay, now on to Wednesday's news. Yes, Wednesday's news. Or is this Thursday's news? Okay, this is Thursday's news because Thursday and Friday I haven't been at my house and it has just been throwing me off. Actually, Wednesday through like Friday. So I'm getting my days mixed up now because, when I was working and I had a schedule to follow, I was following that schedule, but not anymore. This is Wednesday's news. Buccaneers wide receiver Russell Gage suffered a season-ending injury today, or on Wednesday during practice. And then Marcus Stroman had a right rib cartilage fracture. No timeline on his return. Jonathan Taves announced that he is not retiring from hockey, but he is going to sit out next season in hopes to come back for the 24-25 season. He's just been dealing with a lot of health issues since getting COVID in 2020, so you kind of expected that to happen. Ravens signed corner Ronald Darby to a 1-year, $3.2 million deal. It was fine. I thought the Clowney signing was better, but Ronald Darby's not bad. They needed like a slot corner, so they got that. They also got good defensive end and Jadeveon Clowney here. That 1-year contract was signed yesterday. This is sad news. Rick Jenneret, probably one of my all-time favorite broadcasters for the game of hockey, he passed away at age 81 Thursday night. He was broadcasting from the Sabres all the way from 1970, their start, retired from broadcasting in 2022. Really sad moment there, but 81 years old is a long life, and he definitely enjoyed the hell out of it, that's for sure. Sam Howell, starting over Jacoby Brissett against the Cardinals in Week 1. Good for him. Ducks acquired defenseman Ilya Lyubushkin from the Sabres for a 2025 4th-rounder. Just on to today's news now. I already talked about Jimmy Graham was arrested for wandering in traffic, acting erratically. It was found out that he had a seizure on Friday. And then the Cubs DFA'd catcher Tucker Barnhart. So that's pretty much your sports news. You're all caught up over the past week. And I'm probably going to, I think, honestly, I might switch around my computers here so this broadcast doesn't die before the game ends. Because honestly, I don't think my computer is going to make it right now if we continue. Let's see, though. The computer is at 31%. As I mentioned, the charger to my current computer is currently not working. And I think I know why, which sucks. And I didn't notice that until today. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to be right back. All right, I'm playing a little bit of a risky game here. We're going to be right back. Hopefully on another computer. I don't know if this is going to work, but stay with us. We are at halftime. The Jaguars over the Lions, 12-0. Well, we are currently about to start the third quarter. Parker Washington's return did not go far. We got a brand new toy right here. So at the moment, I guess we're gonna just continue to broadcast on my current computer board. I can't. Geez, this is the first time since like at least 2021. I remember where I had to friggin' switch a computer mid broadcast. 30%. I gotta want to broadcast on my new one anyway, just for future preference. Nathan Rourke is in the game, and he will hand off and get a gain of 3. So let me go. Jermichael Hasty did. Let me go unplug this one here. And then let me go. Or it could just be not my computer charger, but it could be my outlet. Because this computer is almost dead too, so. Let's see what happens. Like I mentioned, this is a preseason game, so it's not the biggest like end of the world or anything. It's just want to get going, broadcast the game, kind of get back in the flow of broadcasting football, and honestly just live broadcasting in general. And right now, you guys are not missing anything. Currently being looked at is Chandler Brewer, the right guard. He's currently getting looked at, so it will remain 2nd and 8. Just got to log into StreamYard here. Log in with Google. Good, it's charging. Good. Enter studio. Hopefully this works. No mic or camera access. Well, that's going to take 2 seconds to set up. Well, what do you know? It actually did take 2 seconds to set up. Okay. Still have my thing. Okay. We're gonna do this. Third down coming up for the Jaguars. Nathan Rourke in the game for the Jaguars. 3rd down and 4. Sorry, I did not pay any attention to that 2nd down play. Rourke, under duress, escapes the pocket. He's going to run, and he is going to be brought down after a gain of 2. 4th down, and we will probably be seeing the Logan Cook punt because, well, they are just way too far and deep into their own end zone. Oh, my God, this computer is like so much more clear. I can't even believe it. All right, we're going to do a quick little switcheroo. Ready? Hold on, I guess I'm sharing that. All right. Oh, boy. Is this working? Are we good? I hope this works. The punt goes out of bounds. Oh, boy. Testing. Are we good? I think we're good. We should be good. I don't know why we wouldn't be. All right, commercial break. This was my indication right there that currently why my charger's acting up. And this computer is charging. Good. All right, we're ready to go for the rest of the game. Thank goodness for the other computer I got a couple weeks ago. Can resume the broadcast, hopefully error-free. That's what I want. Nathan Rourke won in the game. He went 3-and-out, punted, And now we will see our third Nate Seinfeld drive. Hey, he took a knee. He took a knee in the last one. But what are you going to do? All right. I think this looks a lot better, too. If I'm being honest, like, just looking at it from a broadcasting standpoint, this camera looks much better. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm going crazy. I don't know. But at least to me, it looks much better. Good. All right, I just checked on my computer or my phone. We're good on there as well. All right, this is good. This is awesome. I'm glad that was very easy. My screen went black for a second there. I hope everything is going okay now. I know it's a little blurry. Uh, uh, let's see. This, Nate Seinfeld has just completed a 4th down pass to number 83, Dalen Draymond. So hopefully, actually, he says no. Hold on, we still gotta. Well, actually, you want to know what? Something that's good now, so we're not gonna touch it. 1st and 10, down to the 20 now. Oh, not down. On the catch is Anton Green. So my apologies. We were dealing with technical difficulties for the last couple of minutes there. We're back up and running now. I think it's because I barely use this computer, so it wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi. It should have been. I don't know, but maybe I'll fool around with this some more during commercial break. But as of right now, it is good. So my apologies for the technical difficulties. We're just gonna keep on rolling along here. At the 9, Sundfeld, handoff up the middle, and a loss of 1, and a good tackle there from Doge, primarily Doge, getting the tackle there. It's 2nd and goal for the Lions, and Detroit knocking on the door for their first touchdown of the game. Jefferson, again, the majority of reps here in this first drive of the second quarter, or the second half. Here is Sundfeld, under center. Takes the snap, handoff goes, Jefferson up the middle, down to the 5. 3rd and goal coming up. Lions converted a 3rd down to get to this point. And Sundfeld having his best drive of not only the game, but probably the preseason. Lions now. Quarter over 5.5 minutes old. Here's Sundfeld in shotgun. Man motion from right to left. Sundfeld takes the snap. Inside handoff. Jefferson up the middle, and Jacksonville smothers him at the 2. 4th and goal to go for the Lions. Obviously, you go for it. Does Detroit score their first touchdown, or does Jacksonville keep their shutout alive? Lions also, most importantly, trying to make it a one-possession game, and to most importantly, make it 12-7. In motion, 4th and goal. Fake. Sundfeld throws wide open, touchdown to Kana. He's been the best Lions target all day, and he scores the touchdown. Detroit on the board. Good play action throw. Sundfeld. What a good drive, and Detroit will cut the lead in half. It's 12-6. Good fake from right, flips to the left, and wide open Kana. Touchdown Detroit. No one was covering him. And so Detroit will bring out the kicker, Riley Patterson, and he bangs it through the former Jaguar. 12-7. Lions cut the lead to 5. Don't go anywhere. It's still Jaguars lead, and they will get their second drive of the first half right after this. All right. Aaron Judge hit a home run. Red Sox are up 6-1 over the Yankees. You know, it's funny. Once upon a time, baseball games used to take way longer than NFL games. Now, since they implemented the pitch clock, NFL games are going by way quicker. Or the MLB games are going by way quicker. They're about 2 hours and 50 minutes now. Which is, about just as long as an NFL game, but at least it makes the blowouts go by quicker. That was my one thing about the pitch clock. Like, if it's a blowout, it's a blessing. Because, I'm not going to sit here and watch you, pitch around a batter when it's 11-2 in the 8th inning. Like, dude, I don't care. You got to end the game at that point. I'm that guy who I will not, if I'm dedicated to watching a game, I will continue to watch that game until it's over. But that doesn't mean I will be upset watching a game if it's a blowout and taking forever. So I like it. All right, but the Lions scored 9-play, 57-yard drive, caught it with the touchdown. Sunfeld with the touchdown pass. 12-7. Jaguars stifled Teddy Bridgewater, but they couldn't hold the shutout forever. Good drive, good catches there from Cotta, Drummond, a decent run by Jefferson. And so the possession lead is now 1 for the Jaguars. Parker Washington on the return. Washington tripped up at the 17, and a kick and a return like that, you never bring that out of the end zone unless if it's preseason. Look at the tight end, Darren Daniels, hyping up the crowd. That's what you love to see. Daniels getting signed from the Cardinals. Lions season tickets have already sold out. Quickest they've sold out for the first time since the early 2000s, or at least since they've opened up Ford Field. Well, single game tickets still on sale for all you Lion fans out there. 1st and 10, second drive of the game of the half for the Jaguars. Nathan Rourke, play action pass, throws down the middle and a nice catch down to the 27. And as Garrett Prince, again, trying to make that tight end 3-roll worthwhile. Obviously, Evan Ingram getting re-signed this offseason. He is the tight end 1. And if everything stays the same, Bren Strange, second-round pick's going to be the tight end 2. But who will be the tight end 3? And at the moment, I would definitely give Garrett Prince that lead over Luke Farrell for sure. Handoff goes to Ernest Johnson's first carry of the game on 2nd and 1, and he picks up 5 first down Jacksonville. That's nice to see. Dearness Johnson now enters. So Hasty still playing with the, I guess, second team. Now we approach the third team, and that's where Dearness stands. In my personal opinion, Dearness Johnson, in a much shorter career, has had a far more impressive career. But, well, what are you going to do there? Fakes it to Johnson. Rourke escapes. 2 sacks. Throws to Johnson to the 37. This is what I love the most about Nathan Rourke, man. He avoids every sack possible. He's incredible. He did again. Watch this. Malcolm Rodriguez in his face. Nope. And then he shakes off defensive tackle. Nope. See you later. And he's able to complete a pass for like 6 yards. That's incredible. Missing the tackles there. Charles Harris, I believe. And now we have Savin Smith, D-back out of Alabama. He is currently down from a longtime Cowboy, 25 years old, and he will be helped off the field. 2nd down and 3 off the gain of 7 to Johnson. That's where Nathan Rourke and this offense will start right back up. So it was as we expected. Beathard plays the whole first half, and Rourke played the whole second half, barring injury. Rourke doing a nice job now. Beathard led a touchdown drive, though, so let's see what Rourke can do. Fakes it to Johnson, throws, and that one is bobbled and caught, and Prince gets the first down. Two straight completions for Rourke. 1st and 10, Jacksonville trying to manage this game to a T. A field goal does them wonders. That puts them up by a full 2 possessions. So if Detroit was to score a touchdown, they would have to go for 2 to tie it. Rourke under center. Handoff goes to Ernest Johnson up the middle. And he is brought down after a yard. It's 2nd and 9 coming up for Jacksonville. Coming right up the middle. And very hyped after that tackle. Number 90, Corey Durden, who had a good first quarter. Make it 2nd and 9 here for Jacksonville as we are now under 6 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Of course, for those who don't watch football all the time, because I know there's 1 or 2 of you in the chat right now, 4 quarters in a football game. 15-minute quarters. Rourke off the play action. Nice catch and a first down to the 44. That is none other than Austin, and he has done a good job all day. Rather, Seth Williams has also done a good job all day. It doesn't matter. They've both been doing really good, both batting for that wide receiver 6 and 7 spots. Good catch by Williams, especially able to make a nice move on the safety. 1st and 10 now, 5-10 and counting, third quarter. Now 5:07. Referees will get out of the way, and they'll let Jacksonville take the snap here. Rourke has completed all 4 passes for 35 yards. 2 total touchdowns in the preseason. Fakes it to Johnson. Throws Avasek again, and almost reeling it in with one hand was Williams. So there's Rourke's first incompletion, and there is a flag. And this may not count on the stat sheet because that could have potentially been roughing the passer, as Rourke got mauled by a couple of Lions, and that's exactly what happened. Roughing the passer, with the guilty party being number 35 for Detroit, Brady Breeze, the free safety, fighting for that third string safety role. Ooh, I thought it was the hit afterwards by Covington, and I was like, I don't know if that was roughing the passer per se, but definitely Breeze, that was the right call because he hit Rourke underneath the legs. Dearness Johnson with a nice run and a gain of 16 yards. Dearness, hard running. That is exactly what he did in Cleveland. 3rd down back behind Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So he had a lot of energy. He had a lot of strength to just barrel over people. And he did the same thing there. A huge run for Dearness Johnson. 1st down, Jacksonville. What's up, Zoe? Hope you're enjoying your time at the beach. Sure, you're excited to move in 2 weeks from tomorrow. Rourke handoff. It actually keeps it himself. Nathan Rourke down to the 5. Looking for his second rushing TD of the preseason. He gets to the 5-yard line. 2nd and short coming up here for Jacksonville. What a nice big inside handoff to Johnson. Rourke takes it up the right side. A good tackle there by Detroit. What's up, Sam? Thanks for stopping by as well. Can't wait to see all you fellas who go to Dean in a couple of weeks. We move in 2 weeks from tomorrow. It's going to be exciting seeing all my friends again. That's one of the things I'm mostly looking forward to. Rourke will keep it himself again up the middle, and he'll gain another 4 yards down to the 1. 1st and goal to go for the Jaguars. Nathan Rourke in his 2nd drive of the game. This kid out of the CFL from the British Columbian Lions. Super excited to see what this kid can do. He played great against Dallas, and he has yet to throw an incompletion this afternoon. 1st and goal to go off back-to-back carries. Johnson, the running back, standing at the 8. Puts the tight end in motion. That is Prince. Play action throw. What a catch by Johnson. Rourke threw it low. Johnson able to hold it in with one hand. But it's 2nd and goal coming up for the Jaguars. Well, it was either Rourke had to throw it immediately or else he was getting sacked. What a catch by Dearness Johnson, able to keep the ball off the ground. A little circus catch there. Ball does not hit the ground, though, so Rourke now goes 5 for 5 passing. 2nd and goal for Jacksonville. I just running it up the middle with Johnson. And there it is. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Right up the gut. And Dearness Johnson with his first touchdown of the preseason. First in the Jags uni. And it'll be 18-7. And it looks like the offensive and defensive line getting in a little bit of a scuffle after the play. Here is Dearness Johnson, number 25, his first touchdown of the preseason. Again, he is duking it out with JaMychal Hasty for the third-string running back job right now, and he is doing such a good job in keeping pace. Well, we saw Brandon McManus in the first half. Let's take a look at the backup kicker, second-year kicker, James McCourt, former Charger as an undrafted free agent. Good snap, good hold to McCourt. Ooh, just misses to the right. No good. James McCourt misses the extra point, and so it'll stay 18-7. I mean, with all due respect to James McCourt, it is nice to see him. Didn't really have a shot of beating out Brandon McManus for the starting job anyway, but that misses extra point may have just done him in for this Jaguars team. Although he did stay on the practice squad all of last year, so there's hope. I heard in college he had a huge leg. Right there, accuracy was not on point. What's up, Alex and Net? Appreciate you guys stopping by. Oh my goodness. Reunion, yeah. Alex and I have been so busy. We haven't been able to friggin' film Power Skate this summer, but no, it's been good. We got all my friends here in the broadcast. This is great. And the Jaguars are winning, making it even better. I only wish the game counted. Is what it is. Okay. Commercial break here. Dearness Johnson with the 1-yard rushing touchdown made it 18-7. Would have been 19-7 if it wasn't for the extra points. And honestly, if Doug didn't go for 2-point conversions either, it'd probably be 20, but whatever. Right now in the MLB, the Red Sox are still up over the Yankees 6-1, and the Cubs are up 4-1 over the Royals. Top of the fourth, and those are the only MLB games starting for a little bit. Currently, soccer action. Liverpool beat Bournemouth 3-1 earlier today. And that's about it regarding soccer scores. 2:04 to go, third quarter. The Lions down by 2 possessions. They got to get something going and quick. Down to the 24-yard line goes Detroit. Welcome to preseason action here. The Jaguars trying to lock up their first winning preseason since the first time I remember, since 2018. Nate Sudfeld scored a touchdown the last time he was out there. He stays out there. In relief of Teddy Bridgewater, and don't be surprised if Adrian Martinez ends this game for the Lions. Both these quarterbacks fighting for other teams across the league, as Jared Goff will be the starter for this team, of course. Play fake. Sudfeld overthrows his man Jefferson and incomplete. And the Lions also did a complete switch at running back. In the first half, it was all Craig Reynolds. In the second half, it's all Jamar Jefferson. And it will be 2nd and 10 now for Detroit with 1:54 to go. The Lions suck. Well, I don't know about that. They're projected to win the division right now, but the Vikings have as good of a season as they did last year. I do see that not happening. Here's Jefferson up the middle, down to the 30. You got to remember, we are at that point of the preseason game where these are third stringers versus third stringers, practice squad players, future free agents. We are at that point of the game. So you got to keep that in mind when watching these preseason games. But Jacksonville, man, we have been one of the most consistent third string teams in the preseason, if that makes sense. Rourke now has led 3 touchdown drives and a couple of field goal drives as well, which I'm happy about. Incomplete. The intended man was number 83, that being Drummond. That's 4th and 6, and we will get the punt. So 4th and 6, Parker Washington to receive this punt from Jack Fox. Fox nails this one. Jacksonville down to the 29-yard line, and that is where Detroit will down it. Not the best punt in the world there from Fox. He was hoping for the back spin, never got it. 1:04 to go, third quarter. Still 18-7 Jaguars. It's still 7-1 Red Sox over the Yankees. I love to see that, baby. How long did Garrett Cole go? Pablo Reyes has 6 hits. Luis Reyes hit the grand slam, and then Cutter Crawford with the 5 strikeout performance. I love Cutter Crawford, dude. He's one of my favorite pitchers on the pitching staff. Unfortunately for our hockey fans in the chat, though, the offseason feels like it's taken forever. There hasn't been a major signing in over 2 weeks. The offseason's going by slow. And we ain't got the regular season for just under 2 more months. I think October, 11th is the first day of the season? I don't know, but make sure you guys go stop by Sam's channel for, of course, for all the Bruins broadcasts this season. I'll be joining him for opening night against the Chicago Blackhawks, and I'm sure probably 50 other games during the season. So if you want to know where I'll mostly be during any Bruins games this year, it'll be just like last year. Go check out Sam's channel. Go subscribe to him. Help him get to 1.5K. That would be awesome. I hope 2K is the goal at the end of the year for him. Goal is, I guess, make it to over 500 by the time the Jaguar season's over. We'll see what happens. I'm not needy for subs, but if you are new here, I will be broadcasting every Jaguar game this season, every Sunday, and even the few and far in between primetime games. It's so nice to say that. The Jaguars have primetime games this year. It's great. It's great. It's amazing. Thursday night against New Orleans, Sunday night against Baltimore, Monday night against Cincinnati. We also have 2 London games. The Chiefs, the 49ers. Oh, my God. I mean, a lot of good teams are going up against the Jaguars this year, and I'm really excited to see what they can do coming off their first playoff season since 2017. Anyway, third Jaguars possession of the third quarter begins. Parker Washington put in motion twice, and it's going to be an end around to Washington. And a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up. Brought down by Breeze. And it was penalized for the roughing the passer the last time the Jaguars had the ball. Washington also has the lone receiving touchdown in this game. Now the final 40 seconds in the third. Jaguars have time to run one more play before we head right back to commercial, which honestly, I might take a little couple-minute break in between. As that one's down the middle. Good catch and run here. A stiff arm and breaking free all the way down to the 26. Oh, my goodness. And an explosive play by one you'd least expect, Elijah Cooks. Oh, my goodness. a man who undrafted free agent, goodness, Elijah Cooks with a huge run. That just put his name on notice. He has barely done anything this preseason up until right there. The end of the third quarter is 18-7. The Jaguars lead fourth quarter. Coming up right after this commercial break. Stick with us here. Jaguars Lions preseason action. What's up, guys? Back for the fourth quarter here on YouTube. You can watch this game live on your local NFL network. Fourth quarter action here in Ford Field at the 26. Go the Jaguars. Trying to, honestly, ice this game early. Dearness Johnson brought down. A loss of one. Good tackle there from Lucas, the safety. Here's Johnson coming off the 1-yard touchdown drive. And Jacksonville with the touchdown could essentially put this game away. This one will be now second down and 10 for Jacksonville. Rourke throws for the end zone. Cook, was he inbounds? He was not. Third and 10. Dang it. I was hoping he would stay in because this is a guy who, Elijah Cooks, man, I didn't even expect him to even make the preseason roster. He's one of those guys that you just brought in for a workout and just you didn't expect much out of it. Made the preseason roster, hasn't done much since the preseason, had an enormous catch which puts them into field goal range and almost caught a touchdown. Third and 10, Rourke throws, pass caught, and that is a gain of 11. First down, Jacksonville. They keep the chains moving. That is none other than another wide receiver, Oliver Martin, another man who was not expected to get into this game. I'm in Adams Hall. Yeah, Zoe, I'm in Adams Hall too. I'm pretty sure, you're second floor, me and Sam are third floor? I'm pretty sure that's what it was if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm in Adams too. At the 15, In motion is Prince. Handoff goes Johnson. A stiff arm. Dearness Johnson is in for a second touchdown in the corner. Or a touchdown of the half, I should say, but it is 24-7. Jacksonville is not messing around here in this fourth quarter. Johnson hit out of bounds, but keeping his weight into the end zone. They're going to review this. He may have been out at like the 1-inch line, but I don't think so. I think this is going to count, and it will. Dearness Johnson, his second drive of the half. And McCourt for his second extra point, and this one is good. And so he's 1 for 2 on extra points. James McCourt, second-year kicker, 25-7 in the first floor. Nice. Well, yeah, but we're in the same hall. We're in Adams, too, 301. There you go. Any Dean College students watching, you'll break in on me and Sam whenever you'd like. All right. Kidding. Don't do that. By the way, who suffered the injury in the third quarter, Chandler Brewer, he is questionable to return with his injury. Let me quickly check Twitter right now if there is more update on the situation. I gosh, gotta sign up for Twitter on this computer too. Good Lord. Good Lord. I gotta sign into everything on my new computer. Oh my goodness. All right. Colton Brewer. Sounds like a baseball name, if I'm being honest. Chandler Brewer. Yeah, it's a quick little update here on Chandler Brewer. He is questionable return with a shoulder injury. In the latest report, 17 minutes ago. Jaguars don't appear to have much depth in O-line. Let's take a look at the O-line injuries. Actually, thank you to Michael Doracco, ESPN reporter for the Jaguars. Funny enough, I think he liked one of my tweets once. Funny enough. But anyways, he said that the Jaguars have suffered injuries during training camp / the preseason. Josh Wells, TBA, Tyler Shatney, the AFIB. That one I heard about. Shatney did miss a few days of training camp with an injury. Cooper Hodges is out with a knee injury. Chandler Brewer now with the shoulder injury suffered today. And Anton Harrison also resting today because of a shoulder injury. Wow. So Jaguars have suffered quite a few injuries to the offensive line. And that will do it. Apparently not a lot of depth today. I would have liked to see maybe Blake Hance. I've seen Croy Kronk out there. Maybe even seeing Darrell Williams a little bit would be cool. Touchback for the Lions here, and they're going to get this show on the road if they're going to come back in front of their home fans today. 25-7, the Jaguars lead. Fourth quarter now. Gotta switch that. We are in the fourth, and I was just so impressed with how Dearness Johnson has played today. 2 rushing touchdowns. Nathan Rourke playing really well. Trying to establish his chance at becoming the backup of this team. He could be a third string. He's already made the roster, but, it's just determined what does he make it as, second or third string. Hand off up the middle, and nothing there for Jefferson. There we go. I got to log into ESPN again so I can get the Updated stats for today's game. 2nd and 9 for the Lions. And still in there is Nate Sudfeld, who throws a quick screen pass to Jefferson. Jefferson, nice move, makes two-man miss, and he's brought out of bounds. Good tackle out of bounds by Coleman. 3rd down, short coming up. DJ Coleman, outside linebacker. 3rd down and 5 for Detroit. Awaits. Rourke, 7 for 8 passing, 93 yards, averaging 11. Throws a pass with a passer rating of 115.1. We saw Tank Bigsby a lot in the first quarter. He had 13 rushes for 70 yards. Again, Dearness Johnson outperforming JaMychal Hasty for the 2nd straight week. A couple of these third stringers creeping up to that second roll position. That pass is caught. Number 82 for Detroit making the play there. That's backup tight end James Mitchell. My apologies if I am referring to my roster a little bit. As I mentioned before, we are at that point where we are at third stringers, practice squads, undrafted free agents. In the fourth quarter of blowout preseason games like these, they're going to throw anybody out there who can make any noise for not only their career, but potentially their team. Sudfeld, play action pass, throws caught, and what a hit right there. That was number 38, Benny Snell making the grab, brought down on the play. After a gain of 5, it'll be 2nd down and 5 coming up. Benny Snell, I'd expect him to move up the charts probably to a running back 3 role. Craig Reynolds was pretty good last year. At this point, Snell's competing with Jefferson for a practice squad spot, probably, considering Reynolds probably already has a third string role locked as well. But Benny Snell, he was just signed this past Monday thanks to Justin Jackson retiring, as I mentioned before. And there's Snell's first carry of the game. And look at the former Pittsburgh Steeler go, a gain of 6, 1st down Detroit. Muscling his way for the first. There's Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for this group. You got to give these coordinators credit, too, to function a team with, players who were just signed earlier in the week, and they got to memorize these plays, and they aren't even playing with Jared Goff or any of those guys. You really got to give these coordinators credit for putting these players in such a good position to play every week during the preseason. Sudfeld bobbles the snap, and there is a flag. Almost would have been the second botched exchange by the Lions. The false start is called against them anyway, so play was blown dead before it even started. 10:22 to go, and again, Detroit needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to make it a 10-point game, and then they got to just take it from there and get a stop on defense, something they have not been able to do in this second half. 10:22 to go, fourth quarter, 25-10 to score. Here is Sudfeld, off 1st and 15. Tight end put in motion. Inside handoff, Snell. And Benny Snell. The gain of 6. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Again, Snell, these valuable reps before their last preseason game. He is a man who I think the Lions will keep on the practice squad when the preseason and cutting day is all set and ready to go. Here is Sudfeld. He took the snap here on 2nd and 10. He has 982 rushing yards in his career with the Steelers. That went down the middle and dropped by Snell. It'll be 3rd down and 10. And they're really getting Benny Snell in the receiving game, now using him as a running back. Lions get back into the huddle, 3rd and 10. All season, Detroit will be wearing their number 90 on the jerseys to commemorate their 90 years in the NFL. Founded in 1933, played their first preseason Thanksgiving game against the Chicago Bears back in the 40s. And, of course, 1957 champions. Nate Sudfeld sacked. 3 men were there for Jacksonville, and that'll lead to another punt from Jack Fox. Just not a good day for the Lions' offensive line. Jacksonville really pressuring them. 1st string, 2nd string, 3rd string, it don't matter. A loss of 9 on that play. 4th and 19 coming up here for the Jaguars, and Parker Washington will get the punt from Jack Fox's leg. Strong leg down. And fair call. Muff! Parker Washington fair caught it, and as he slid for the punt, he muffed it. Jacksonville fell on top of it anyways. So no harm, no foul. But Washington, it's pretty clear that the return man will still be Jamal Agnew this season, but Washington potentially trying to be the second man in that role. You never know. 8:59 to go, fourth quarter. Jaguars getting the ball back. 25-7 they lead. Oh, what a beatdown. Back in commercial. All right. Let's see. Any updates on the Red Sox are still up 8-1 over the Yankees. That is in the ninth inning. Cubs up 6-1 over the Royals now. Texans, Lions starting about 20 minutes. We gotta hope this game ends in time because they'll probably switch to they're probably gonna switch to Dolphins Texans if this game is in fact continues to be a blowout. They're gonna switch it to the other game. So hopefully Jacksonville chews up 5 minutes off the clock and this game concludes. This game will probably clock in at just under 3 hours. Really shows you how fast preseason games take compared to the regular season games where they could take more like 3:15 to 3.5 hours. The Blue Jays DFA'd Paul DeJong? That's crazy. Why did that happen? I don't know. That is something I did not expect to read, so I guess we'll have to post that on Floodsters afterwards. Also, Giants, New York Giants news, they released cornerback Rodgers Williams. Here's 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Nathan Rourke still in the game, as you'd hope he'd be. Johnson remains the running back, looking for the hat trick. Johnson, 30-yard line. He goes, and a gain of 1. Knocked down by Breeze and Richardson. Lion fans, some upset, some still just enjoying the fact that football is back. Jaguars going to go to 2-0, and they'll have their one home preseason game, which will be against the Miami Dolphins next Saturday. Hope to broadcast that game if I can. And Patriots-Titans next Friday. Nathan Rourke throws one adjustment, and what a second half for Elijah Cooks. And after you think it was Kevin Austin, it's going to be Kendrick Pryor, Seth Williams. Oh my goodness. Elijah Cooks. What a grab over the safety Richardson. And now you think Cooks might have a shot of potentially making the practice squad for this team. Jaguars are going to have to make some heartbreaking, absolutely devastating transactions when picking out this final roster. And the extra few on the practice squad. That one's caught and brought down immediately. Martin hit hard. Number 30 with the tackle there for the Lions, Khalil Dorsey. Dorsey, huge tackle by Martin right there. Martin looked like he fell helmet first, luckily enough for him. There was no injury suffered, but it will be a loss of 3 for Martin. And they will check on him on the sidelines as, again, he did fall head first. You really hate to see that. Rourke takes the snap at midfield. Rourke fires down the middle and trying to get a little too fancy with it was Jarrah Jenkins. It was 3rd and 13. He tried to grab it one hand with his right hand, and that didn't work. That did not work, to say the least, and so it'll now be 3rd down and 13 for the Jaguars. 6:53 to go, 4th quarter. The Lions will need a miracle, and they'll need to start now. 3rd and 13 for Rourke. Nathan Rourke scrambles over to his left. Pump fakes. He's going to run with it. Rourke stays on his feet and is brought down at the 44-yard line after the last-second push by Van Lee. I mean, 4th and 7, clearly you're going to win this football game, and I get maybe not risking the chance of injury, but out of all the 4th downs Doug Peterson has gone for it, like 4th and 5 or longer this preseason, I would have went for it here. 4th and 7, 6 minutes left. The only reason why you're going to punt here is because to avoid injury, which I guess isn't a bad thing, of course. You want to do that, but Cook standing back at the 41, takes the snap, good punt, tries to get that one inside the 10, and it'll be down at the 6. Nice diving play by Quandre Olson, able to down it at the 6-yard line. And so Jacksonville's offense stalls for the first time in the 4th quarter, and the Lions will get the ball back. 5:56 to go, 4th quarter, 25-7 they lead. Anyway. Oh my goodness. Need to stretch out my back for a second there. Wow. Been sitting down for about 3 hours. I was down here about 15 minutes before kickoff. And, yeah. Just, hoping for a more entertaining game, but what are you going to do, right? At least the Jaguars won. They're going to go to 2-0 in the preseason after these final 5 minutes conclude. Hopefully, we just have one more commercial break, and that will be the 2-minute warning. I'm just ready, man. 3 Sundays from tomorrow. It's going to be so electric, dude. Regular season football is going to be here. Jaguars, Colts. I'm excited, man. It's going to tear it down. It's going to tear down the college dorm. No, it won't. But that'll be week 2. Jaguars, Chiefs is the game I'm mostly looking forward to call. Well, what I'm not looking forward to is getting my broadcast ready for 9:30 in the morning. So incomplete on that throw intended for number 19, Trinity Benson. They got the Falcons week 4 and the Bills week 5, back-to-back weeks in London. I'm really upset that Jaguars Bills is in London. I mean, Jaguars Falcons, that's okay because, we don't, honestly, whatever. But Jaguars Bills, that could have been a primetime game, and I'm a little upset it's not. I'm not going to lie. A little upset it's not, but whatever. Third down. As Benny Snell got a 4 or 5 yard carry. Give Snell 4 yards, 5.5 to go. Fourth quarter here. Sunfeld's still in the game. No Adrian Martinez. I don't know if that's an indication on if he's getting cut or not. Lions are 1 for 11 on third downs today. Sunfeld throws incomplete. Good pass breakup. Looking for Benson again. Good pass breakup there by Caleb Hayes. And it'll be 4th and 6. Out comes Jack Fox, and we'll get to see Nathan Rourke one last time, potentially. I would like to see him throw the ball a little bit more, and maybe because it's preseason they will, but honestly, they might just run out this clock. And, just try to go in uninjured, unscathed, and focus on Miami a week from today. A week and 3 hours from today, that'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff against the Jaguars at TII Bank Stadium. That's right, no longer TII Bank Stadium. They switched it back to Everbank Field. The naming rights change happened back in June. And honestly, Everbank Field was what it was called during my childhood. So, for nostalgic purposes and to represent the Blake Bortles and Alan Hearns era, I'm happy. Unfortunately, with that, in the gain of about 6 there for Snoop Connor, second-year running back out of Texas, hook 'em horns. Anyway, whenever I mention Everbank Field, I mentioned all these great players from my childhood: Bortles, Alan Hearns, Allen Robinson, Chris Ivory, Malik Jackson, just the Jacksonville team in general in 2017. There is one negative that comes with that, and that being Gus Bradley, who, before Urban Meyer, went in and got his little teeny tiny paws and ruined everything in 2021. He was the worst coach I've ever seen coach the Jaguars. I'm not going to lie. Snoop Connor with a little bit of a sniff arm, and he slides down at the 35. And I guess these are valuable reps for Snoop Connor. He is dangling on that practice squad spot. Honestly, I'm not trying to be rude to Snoop Connor. He's definitely like a third-string caliber running back elsewhere. Not here. I mean, we have a tough decision to make between Hasty and Dearness Johnson on top of Quandre Olson having a pretty good preseason. I just think Snoop Connor's time's numbered, and that's okay. He was supposed to be the backup running back last year. He ended up being the third string, and here he is demoted to fifth string in the preseason. So, I think Snoop is at this point just performing for other teams. Rourke, handoff up the middle. Connor bounces off a tackle, and you see he can absorb hits and fall forward for extra yardage. Snoop Connor is not afraid to gain extra yards, get his feet wet, and just really drive hard into defensive players. His only issue is that he might be doing this well, but he's doing it in preseason. He had to do it in regular season play. Something he barely had time last year outside of the Week 17 game against the Texans. We also have Josh Peterson out there now. Doug Peterson, son of the head coach. Doug Peterson's son, former Houston Gambler from the USFL this past year. Third down coming up after Connor got nothing and like it on that run. Thank you guys for sticking with me here through this beatdown. I try to, every time, whether it's my team winning or losing by a lot, I always try to keep you guys entertained, give you guys as much information as I can, like just rambling on about Snoop Connor and all that stuff. You gotta do the best you can in broadcasting when it comes to covering these types of games. Nathan Rourke has not thrown this drive, and that will change. How about that? Martin with the catch. On 3rd and 6, Martin with a first down snag, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Nice to see Rourke complete another one. He played great today. Another very stellar performance from Nathan Rourke. 112 yards, 9 for 11 passing, and 109 rating. And only took 1 sack for a loss of a yard. 121 yards. I mean, Beathard probably had the better game today, but Rourke did not play bad at all. But then Rourke played significantly better in week 1 than Beathard, so I don't know. So here's the deal. What I heard is what they're going to do for next week. Trevor will be playing first quarter, most of first half, if not just the first quarter. And then I'd imagine they're just going to have Beathard play third, Rourke play fourth. Probably that's what they're going to do, but all right. So we've hit the 2-minute warning. Don't be shocked if Rourke and the Jags just take a couple of knees here to get out of here without any more injuries. It was really nice to broadcast our first Jaguar game of the year. And, I know we're going to be doing this every week in a few weeks anyways, but it is good to see in case, injuries are going to happen throughout the year. So it is nice to see our backups, our third strings, and get a little bit more information about them, watch a little bit more game film about them and whatnot. All right. All right. Remaining games today on NFL Network. You are a lucky duckling if you're a football fan. You just had this game conclude. And then we're off to RNG Stadium for Texans-Dolphins. Then at 7 o'clock, Bears-Colts. And at 10 o'clock, Seahawks-Cowboys. First of 4 games, actually, you'll be seeing on this network. Nathan Rourke will be taking the knee. And we are going to go into victory formation. The Jaguars are going to go to 2-0 on the preseason with this 25-7 victory. Very excited out of what I saw out of the second string especially. Nathan Rourke played great, as I mentioned, 10 for 12. Did not, a couple of incompletions Rourke had against Dallas, it looked like, he was going to throw an interception. Maybe a couple of interceptions dropped. Today wasn't the case at all. Elijah Cook comes out of nowhere and plays great in the second half. Dearness Johnson, 2 rushing touchdowns. It was a good day to be a Jaguar fan, that's for sure. And definitely expectations we haven't seen since the Jacksonville season. So we'll see. This will lock up the Jaguars' first above 500 preseason record since 2018. Something else that is really cool. The Jaguars' full attention goes to Miami. They got the bye week to make their roster cuts. And then off to Lucas Oil Stadium, where we will be 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in Lucas Oil Stadium right here on YouTube. Cue it! The Jaguars victorious back-to-back weeks in the preseason. Best touchdown song in the league, and this will be our victory song, I suppose, after every win this season. We stole it from the Anaheim Ducks. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Real quick, before we head off, we'll give our offensive and defensive player of the game. 25-7 officially your final here from Ford Field. My player of the game is going to go to D'Ernest Johnson. He had 6 rushes for 36 yards and 2 touchdowns, with his longest run being 17 yards. Matched Tank Bigsby for longest run of the game by either team. And I will say I was also very impressed with Rourke, Beathard even a little bit. Tank Bigsby is nice to see him. Seth Williams and Elijah Cooks also really impressed me. It was nice to see Brandon Strange get involved in the game plan more. And overall, I was very impressed. As for my defensive player of the game, that's going to go to Jeremiah Ledbetter. He had 5 total tackles, 2 solos, a sack, a forced fumble, and 2 QB hits. So, yes, that is my player of the games. We're going to go offensive side of the ball goes to D'Ernest Johnson, and defensive side of the ball goes to Jermaine Ledbetter. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. If you did, hit that like button. Again, I'll try to see you guys next week. It might be Jaguars, Dolphins. It might be other teams, but whatever. My plan is to at least broadcast 1 or 2 preseason games next weekend. Maybe, if you're lucky, and if I'm up for it, Ravens Commanders on Monday. But definitely next weekend, you'll be seeing at least a broadcast Friday and Saturday night for preseason action. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Jaguars go to 2-0 in the preseason. Lions drop to 1-1. We got 1 more to go, and then we are off to the 17-week grind known as the regular season. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. I am Grant Fluff from Fletcher Sports Zone saying enjoy the rest of your afternoon. For some of you, it has just turned to afternoon. I don't care. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys sometime next week. I don't know. I'll probably make a Floodsters topics before the next broadcast, I'm being honest, but it was good to get back in the groove commentating some football, just getting back commentating in front of you guys. Again, this is my first broadcast since June, and back like we never left. We are ready to broadcast. What would this be? 2019, 2020. Fifth NFL season on social media. This is going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.